So I'm Silas, and we're going to try something a little different this time because we got a new toy, and it's a Digitech Vocalist, and the object is to make my voice all beefy and to become one mucho macho muchacho. That's what we want in rock and roll. So let's push some buttons, see what happens. Let's play with the reverb because you got to have your reverb. Let's get some of that. So reverb, how much do we want? A lot. How much is a lot? It's a lot. It's getting more and more. Oh, we're going way down into that cave. Oh yeah, you like that? Hey, yeah. I guess if we want to be a cave explorer or some damn thing, I don't think we really do. So, yeah, that sounds good. And you got to have some tail. You got to have your reverb tail. So let's get some tail on. That's doing something else. Well, this is the tail. Let's get some tail on here and see what happens. Oh, it's getting longer, isn't it? Well, getting a long tail. Oh, so it could be some kind of dragon or a demon or something. It sounds kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Worthless. Yeah, that's the sound I'm looking for. The word I'm looking for. Okay, that sounds kind of beefy, I'm thinking. Okay. Do we want a little bit of delay to make it seem like we're in a big old hall or something? Yeah, that might be kind of good. Is it still doing that? I think it changed. Oh, screw it. Let's just play with one that's really weird. Well, let's just go straight for the weird. What do you think? Now, I think if we're going to do unusual, we will need a little bit of fuel for this journey. So let's try that. They say a whole lot of this comes in from Mexico, but I don't know why, because America grows much, much better reefer. And I can tell you this based on over 40 years of experience. I know what I'm talking about. Why they buy it? I don't know. So let's play with this. Pitch effects. This little button, this one single button, is the ruination of music all by itself. Pitch effects, also known as auto-tune, the ruination of more young girls than casting couches. Pitch effects, and here we go, because we want to play with this. Because my voice, what good is that? Let's turn it into something else. Let's go for the completely fucking impossible. So how can you take a Fort Worth white boy and make him sound like Barry White? Let's see if the machine can do it. So it's just, how much, let's just try shift. Shift has got to be good. Everybody's shifting to something these days. Let's try this shifting. Well, we're shifting already, aren't we? Oh, we're getting more macho by the minute. Oh, listen to that. Oh, yeah. Oh, do you want to be my baby tonight? Do you, huh? But right next to this button, we've got a button for gender. Now, in case you're not sure about mine, let's fuck with it. Let's turn it this way and see what happens to my gender. Gender. Oh, I get old. Even more, Barry. You are my everything. There is one ultimate test, and we will save that for a moment. Is this really Barry White? But first, gender. Let's see what happens for a female Barry White. Okay, let's go. Go, all female. So this is
changing to female Barry White. Oh, this is getting exceedingly weird. I don't think the world really needs this very much. What the hell does that sound like? It sounds like a duck. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I don't think I want to sound like a duck. Barry White, you sound cool. Man, deeper it gets, the cooler it gets. I can't manage Paul Robeson. No, I don't. That would be sacrilege. That would be sacrilege to do that, yes. Doesn't mean I won't do it, but it would still be sacrilege. Oh, this gets even more male. Yeah, so that's all the Barry White we got in this machine. I think that's a lot of Barry White. Doesn't sound anything like him, but let's pull this back up because this sounds kind of screwed with the gender. Let's bring that back up some more so it actually sounds like it might be a human being. Yeah. Boy, that sounds kind of beefy, I'm thinking. So what we had at one time is Barry White as arguably the sexiest voice of any human of all time. So David Letterman asked him the ultimate question of someone possessing the sexiest voice of all time. Can you make these words sound sexy, Barry White? And that's when he said, big ass ham. Who else could do that? Now let's see how it sounds when a Fort Worth white boy does it. Big ass ham. You know you want one of those. I want one of those. Okay. We'll save that. And then turn it to something else. So are you going to save it or what? Okay, save it, store it, do what you want to do.
Bad romance. So you can change from one patch to another. So what I was doing was setting up my Silas Barry White patch, and the one right above that is bad romance. So I don't know if that's an omen, but it echoes with bad romance. I'm thinking the only thing worse than a bad romance is a bad romance that keeps coming back in an echo. This is just a bad idea. But it will work for a Fort Worth white boy trying to sound like Barry White. So let's go with that David Letterman test one more time. What does it sound like now? That big ass ham. Big ass ham. Fuck you. We got to go back to Barry White.
Big ass ham. Hey, I rest my case, but not my pipe. Now maybe you're thinking right about this time that $200 is a lot of money to spend on a big ass ham. And I do see the logic in that position. I do not see the logic in continuing to wear these glasses. But the machine does a whole lot more than that. I'm not getting defensive about it, I'm just telling you. So I want some reverb for singing, compression to give it a little more depth, power, and I can screw with presence a little bit. All of these are important ingredients for vocal, and pitch effects of this nature remain the ruination of music, because if your voice isn't good enough in the first place, why are you singing at all? I know you love it, but all the other girls are using that pitch effects too. If you get that pitch effects and use it just the same as them, how will anyone ever find you? Pitch effect, auto-tune, that's like everybody else. And the whole thing with music is not to be like everybody else. So stand out there, turn that switch off, you don't want it. I'm playing with it now because it's a toy, but that's all it is. That's all it'll ever be. At least I hope that's all it will ever be.
So that's a little bit of playing around with a Digitech Vocalist. I'm pleased with the device, pleased with the value. It's relatively easy to screw around with it and get dramatic things to happen or subtle things as you wish. So I'm pleased. And that's about enough yap from me this day. And maybe we'll try with the magic push of a button. Suddenly I'm Silas. Whoops. Oh, the magic push of a button didn't quite work. Let's try it this way.
And with the magic push of a button, only my toe. Isn't it incredible that I'm Silas once again? So I'll play with this a little more to get the full expression that I want out of it. And then we can start playing around some more. So I'm pleased with the device, and looks like it'll work out well. I'd recommend it to anyone. Digitech Vocalist LiveFX. Much love to y'all. Good night. Good night.